What is going on, guys? Meteorologist Jonathan Kegges back with you. Thanks so much for spending some time of your holiday break. If you are still off from the Christmas holiday, getting into the end of 2025, welcome. Again, thanks for taking a little bit of time to talk about the chill that is settling in this evening. We have a big cold front on the way. I hope everybody had a great Christmas, by the way. Welcome back to everybody as well. Good to see you guys. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Melissa. Hope you guys had a good Christmas. Hey, Kevin. Hope you're doing well as well. Big blast of cold to end 2025. That actually arrives tonight and then intensifies as we go forward over the next couple of days. We're going to break down the long range forecast as well and see if this chill that arrives tonight sticks around a little bit to start 2026. So a lot of fun stuff to talk about. If you are a fan of the chill, this will have you running to get some firewood. If you have a fireplace or an outdoor fire pit, it is going to get quite cold. I think it's going to rival the coldest air we've seen so far this season, but that stuff that we had around the early stages of December may still beat it out this round by about a degree or two. So it's going to be cold. I don't know if it's going to classify as the coldest of the season so far. Here is our front. Again, post in the comments if you have any questions or comments or whatnot. If you're excited for the cold, if you are sad that the warmth that we had today and really going back to Christmas is going away. Look at this crazy temperature divide right now. This was nuts. Right around 70 degrees in Orlando. It's at 70 at the Orlando International Airport. Look at the temperature drop. It is nearly 30 degrees colder right now in Pensacola. If you got in a car and drove to Pensacola, you would be going through basically 3 seasons, from spring right now to fall up towards Gainesville, and then into winter by the time you got into the Panhandle. So it is wild, the temperature contrast that is entering the state of Florida. A near 30-degree difference from Orlando to Pensacola. And that is something that we are going to notice again, that colder air riding down the Florida peninsula overnight tonight. 45 is what you'll wake up to in Orlando. We're in the upper 30s in Jacksonville, freezing mark in Pensacola, 35 degrees in Tallahassee. It is still nice and warm in Miami and Key West, but that chill pretty much gets its way down towards Lake Okeechobee by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. By Tuesday morning, it will get down into the Keys and into Miami. And by the time we get to Wednesday, so the colder morning for most of Florida is going to be on Wednesday. We'll get into that in just one second. High temperatures tomorrow. This is going to be pretty crazy. I think most of us struggle to get out of the 50s for highs on Tuesday, pretty much from Orlando north, and we may struggle to get out of the 40s in Pensacola. Very cold day tomorrow. That's going to be for Tuesday, December 30th. Still a very nice day in Miami, although below where we should be for this time of the year. Vero Beach, we're at 64. Naples, we are at 66. Jacksonville is at 53 degrees. Tampa is in the upper 50s as well. So, I mean, this cold front is no joke. Maybe if you're from the north and watching it, it's no big deal. But this is a pretty big cold front coming through when highs struggle to get out of the 40s and 50s on the northern half of Central Florida, the northern half of Florida. It's a pretty big deal. And that's what we have coming on the Florida Peninsula as we move through the day on Tuesday. This is what I was talking about. The colder morning is going to be on Wednesday. So Dazzy Star 1 asked if it's going to drop below that. It will on Wednesday. Tiffany, so sorry to hear that. I hope things get better for you as well. Sorry to hear that in the comments. Temperature wise on Wednesday morning, we're at the freezing mark in Pensacola and Tallahassee. Jacksonville dips into the 30s, mid 30s at that. Orlando's in the 30s, Tampa's in the 30s, and then in Southwest Florida, this is no doubt iguana falling from the tree weather again. If the iguanas have made it to where you live, they will be falling from the trees in Southern and South Florida. Typically, you need the mid 40s for them to start to get a little bit shocked, and then lower 40s and upper 30s, they get stunned and they are going to start falling from the trees. That's going to be during the day, during the morning on Wednesday. That is when that happens. And it's going to be another cold afternoon on Wednesday as well. Um, so for New Year's Eve, Wednesday, we're still struggling to get out of the 50s for highs. So you see it there, 55 in Tallahassee, Pensacola, we're in the mid 50s, 59 in Orlando, 60s only in Miami. So again, when you're talking about 60s for highs in Miami, you know this is a pretty big front. I want to show you the clouds and rain forecast. There's not a lot of rain with this. There's really not any. There's really not any rain with this, just a few stray sprinkles in the mix. There's 7 o'clock on Tuesday morning. The front has cleared most of central Florida. It will continue to work its way to the south and east. I do think there's going to be a little ribbon of cloud cover that makes more for a milky sunshine through north and central Florida tomorrow, and that is also going to add the insult to injury in terms of warming up the temperatures a little bit. So we're going to be talking about temperatures for most of the day in the lower 50s. It's going to feel downright raw, especially with the breeze gusty at times out of the north and northwest. This is 4 o'clock on your Wednesday afternoon. We have nothing but sunshine, and that breeze still a little stiff out of the northwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So if you do have New Year's Eve plans to maybe celebrate outside, have an indoor-outdoor space, go into one of the ball drops or gator drops or peach drops or orange drops, whatever it may be, it is going to be cold. Bundle up. I'm talking hats and gloves Wednesday night, the last night of 2025, because it is going to be a very cold morning on New Year's Day as well, with temperatures starting off in the 30s and 40s through North Florida and into Central Florida. It may start to warm up a little bit as we get into South Florida. Melissa, it will be in the mid 40s tomorrow, upper 30s on Wednesday morning. It's going to be very, very cold everywhere for sure. Alrighty, guys, coming up, we're going to take a look at what's going on nationally, why we have this colder air bleeding down the Florida peninsula. We're going to break that part of the forecast down coming up, and then look a little bit into the long range and see what may be in store for us as we head into the first week of 2026. Stick around. I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. Welcome back, guys. It is a nice warm night now. When we talk 24 hours from today, right now, at this moment, we're going to be freezing. Maybe not literally. Some people might be close to the freezing mark, but it is going to be really, really cold. Hey, Jody, good to see you. Elizabeth, good to see you. Hope you guys feel better soon. Nice to see you guys again. Rick says they're 20 in the 20s now in Lexington. Yesterday, they were in the mid 70s, and that brings us to a good transition point to take a look at this chill. I don't think I have Lexington on this particular map that I have up, but I have Kentucky on the national map. And you see it right there again, Nashville in the 30s right now. Again, Lexington a little bit further to the north of that, and we have the report there that it is in the 20s, 23 now to be exact, in Lexington, 1 degree below zero. In International Falls, Minnesota. These are actual air temperatures. It's 6 in the Twin Cities. Detroit is in the low 20s. Look at the difference. I mean, this map is crazy. It is, look at the little bit of the sliver of warmth. There are 2 areas on this map that you can escape it right now. And it is in the extreme desert Southwest, in Arizona, in Southern California. And I mean, you're in extreme Southern California. Or in the southern half of Florida, where it's in the low to mid 70s in Miami and in Orlando. Very, very crazy stuff. Again, we often see this time of the year with these crazy temperature contrasts, but at 9:42 at night, there is a 71-degree difference between Orlando and International Falls, Minnesota. Big, big blast of cold sliding on through. Gigantic storm is launching this colder air down. Earlier today, there were wind gusts in the Great Lakes and Northeast pushing 72 miles an hour. They did hit 72 miles an hour in Erie, New York, and also Chippewa, Michigan. They both observed wind gusts of 72 miles an hour as a super, super strong storm got going around the Great Lakes region. There's some big-time lake effect snow going on up in that area right now, and that is going to help to push in that colder air to what we wake up to tomorrow morning. Now, we're taking a national view here because I just want to show you how cold and how much of the country is in the deep freeze tomorrow. Really, the only spot escaping it, at least for one more day, is Miami, and Miami's even going to get in on this when they wake up on Wednesday. If I have anybody tuning in from extreme South Florida, tomorrow 5 below in International Falls. That's actually not too bad for them. But you see the chill down to New Orleans. We're at 36, Houston at 38, Orlando at 44, Jacksonville at 37. And again, we talked about this when we looked at the Florida forecast portion of the show. We're going to be near the freezing mark in Tallahassee, Pensacola, Panama City. Crazy stuff, crazy cold coming back down the pipeline. Some of that insulated by the snow cover that's across the northern interior of the country. There's still not a ton of snow out there. Again, we had the big time warm up through Christmas, and this is kind of the return of the cold air after winter's revenge, or after summer's revenge, if you will. Put record high temperatures to the nation's midsection. We talked about that before the Christmas break, and it was kind of wild. All that stuff. Okay, CW's got a question. Is it time to bring in the tomato plants here in Orlando this week? If you are right smack dab in the city, I think you'll be okay. It's going to be close, though. I have the forecast getting down into the mid 30s. I do see frost in the Orlando area on Wednesday morning. So if you'd rather be safe than sorry, I think it's going to be a good idea to pull in the plants by the time we get into Wednesday morning. I don't think it's kind of plant-threatening weather tomorrow. It's Wednesday morning. That's kind of our chilly morning to start things off. That's going to be the coldest morning of the bunch on Wednesday, and then we gradually get back out of it. But there's going to be several cold mornings. Wednesday is going to be the most threatening to plants. I want to fast forward a little bit, and then we can get back into the Florida portion of the forecast. If anybody wants to go back and check in on the Florida side, post that in the chat. Again, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the New 6 Weather Live at 9:30, we're here every Monday through Friday at 9:30. We take a Florida-centric look And we get creative at points of the year too. We have different theme days. And today, if you're just finding us for the first time, is Long Range Monday. So we're kind of looking into the long range part now after we look at the forecast for Florida. So it's kind of I think a cool deal. So if you're finding us for the first time, consider hitting that subscribe button and coming back. But we're looking into the long range now. And again, in the last few minutes of the show after the break coming up in about a minute, we're going to get back into the Florida side since we do have a significant round of cold. But we're going to look towards the first week of January, and you still see a little bit of blue, and then we see a lot of blue getting into the back half of that first week. So think January 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. That is when we could be dealing with another blast of cold after kind of a warm up. So these roller coaster rides are going to continue. If you remember, we talked about for our winter forecast that we likely have the ups and downs with a couple of cold shots through the middle of January. So maybe that's like the last big cold shot, and then we start to warm things up as we go forward. So that's going to be something to see if the winter forecast is going to verify that the second half of the winter for Florida, the Northeast and the Great Lakes and in the Northern Plains likely are going to stay cold. But for Florida, should take off in a runaway freight train of warmth once we get maybe to the third week of January, and then February looks warm, and then March looks warm, and all that stuff. Jody, happy early birthday. I have not looked at the 5th specifically, but we'll probably be right around where we should be for that time, maybe a touch warmer. But I'm not seeing anything too crazy one way or another. I'll look a little closer to see about that. But I think the next significant round of cold anyway will likely follow that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th into that ballpark coming your way. Don't think any chance of snow for Florida with that round of colder air coming in. Alrighty, guys, I have to get into my second break. I'm a little overdue. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Florida forecast for tonight one more time. A lot of people asking about that as well. Melissa, yeah, it looks like the upper 50s for you, maybe even a touch cooler than 58. It's going to be chilly, mid to upper 50s, no doubt, in New Smyrna Beach. I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. We have a couple of minutes left before I have to hightail it to News 6 at 10. You know what I always say, if you're watching a News 6 Plus, just keep it parked right there. We're going to have the latest on the timeline and how cold it gets in Central Florida coming up, so don't miss that. That's going to be right here on News 6 Plus. And then, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, different thumbnail, same channel on the News 6 YouTube channel as well. So make sure you flip on over to that coming up in just literally a couple of minutes. Had a question about, is this a short-lived one? I would argue no. I think once we get to the weekend, I think this is going to be in play from about Tuesday to Friday. I don't see us getting back into the 70s until we get into the weekend. So depending upon what your definition is of cold, I think the 40s at least stick around through Friday morning. And then we get back into the 50s for the morning low temperatures, and then the 70s for highs on Saturday and Sunday. So I do think we have to wait till the weekend to kind of get back above, or to get back to normal in the temperature department. Want to show you that kind of right here. This is for Tuesday morning, and you see how chilly it is. This is for tomorrow afternoon. That is on the 30th. This is for Wednesday. Let me take this out. This is for Friday. Oh, you can't even see it. Sorry, I don't have the map on. So this is for Friday, and we're starting to turn the tide again to get closer to where we should be. We're above normal in the Panhandle. We're still hanging around 70 degrees, which is below normal for this time of the year around Orlando. But Friday is kind of the transition day back out of the chill. But I think we're going to be pretty cold until Friday afternoon. And then I think Saturday, we're back into the low to mid 70s. And that's how we kind of roll things out. So I think this cold front actually sticks around, or the colder air behind the front sticks around a little bit later. Alrighty, guys, I have to cut out, have to go get the show ready for News 6 at 10 o'clock. I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes, and then right back here tomorrow, where we will be much colder tomorrow night at this time. Well, we're at 70 now. Let's see. Hold on. All right, at 9:54, let's see. We'll call it the 9 o'clock temperature. If it is 70 right now, I think that we will be 30 degrees colder, 25, 27 degrees colder. That would put us at what, 43 at this hour? Yeah, I think tomorrow at this time in Orlando, around 45 degrees, maybe 25 degrees colder. We'll check that out. Alrighty, guys, have a great night. I'll see you in a few minutes. News 6 to 10. Be right back.